All right, what's happening, folks? Sunday morning, we got a full slate of NBA playoff games today. Hope everybody started their Saturday off with a good NBA playoff slate. Lots of good picks, but Kemba Walker foul trouble was a real hindrance from a real solid day. So we'll take what we can get for the time being. Let's jump into today's members-only video, which will be free to the public. Everything starts real early today, so we're going to be a little short-handed. Let's jump into NBA, though. If you can click the thumbs up button, that's great. Link to the website is below. There will be a write-up for both sports today. All right, first things first. Game one, Washington at Philly. I think it would be smart to pay heavy attention to the Philadelphia 76ers today. You know the pace bump that Washington gives. They're not anywhere close to an elite defensive team. I imagine the Wizards or the 76ers players will be very popular today. As you can see by the cover, Joel Embiid is the first guy I'm locking into my lineups today. I mean, he's going to play bigger minutes because, as long as this game's competitive, which I anticipate being at least semi-competitive, he's going to play big minutes. He's my lock. He's my big money player today, and he would definitely be a priority for me. I won't get to Ben Simmons because you can't play everybody. He's not impervious to having a good game here, but I would be way more likely to get Seth Curry, Tobias Harris, and Danny Green. I think Danny Green, while not being my favorite DFS player of all time, at 4,200 and available at the small forward position, knowing this is a game that they're probably going to play him, good, solid minutes. I think he's about as good of a cheap guy as you're going to find on the slate. I'm never a big Danny Green fan, but at 4,200, this should allow you to get to other players. And I like Tobias Harris. You can't play everybody, which is the only reason he wouldn't make my lineup. But at 7K, he's very affordable in a plus matchup. And I think it's okay to be 3-4 deep on Philadelphia with Green, Harris, and Embiid being the main guys I would be interested in. Not that I don't like Seth Curry or Ben Simmons. You just can't play everybody. All right. As far as Washington goes, I doubt I get to anybody on their squad today. I don't think Bertans or taking a shot on any of these centers who are probably going to all be in there doing their very best against Joel Embiid. Their best won't be anywhere close to being good enough. I think Gafford would be my favorite, but he's also the most expensive, and it's hard to get to a center when I have Embiid already in one of the center positions. But nobody on Washington is a priority for me. Games in Philadelphia, they play good defense there. All right, Phoenix against the Lakers. I'm sure Chris Paul or Booker could be solid. I don't think I will end on any of them. The guy most likely to make my lineup from the Phoenix Suns, Jay Crowder. Again, price play, 4,100. Expect him to play big minutes in this game. He's too cheap. I mean, that's really what it is for him. He's just too cheap for what he can offer. We saw him play very well in the playoffs last year. He's a veteran player. Outside of Chris Paul, he has to have the most playoff experience on the Suns team. So look for him to be a leader. I don't think he's a must. I just think he's in play, especially for a guy who could be 4K. As far as the Lakers go, I can always get on board with LeBron in the playoffs. He is not 100%. He was good against the Warriors. The Suns are a much better all-around defensive team with guys that are better or harder matchups for LeBron. So he's not a top-end priority for me today, but I can understand why somebody would end up there. I don't know. I think Caruso's possible. And reason being is he is one of their better backcourt defenders. And you got Chris Paul and Devin Booker on the opposing team. I'm really not excited about Alex Caruso, but he has been quite commendable lately. However, with this game owning, having LeBron and AD, I don't really expect him to replicate anything close to what he did the other day. So I think it's possible, but not somebody I'm trying to get to. All right. The next team I think we need to take a look at is the New York Knicks. And they got a couple of guys that I'm really interested. Derrick Rose, playoffs, baby. He's gonna, Thibs is going to play his best players. Give me D Rose. I think he's a really good play today. He will absolutely high probability to make my roster. You look at a guy like an RJ Barrett. Okay, I can understand how you get there. He's not going to be on my squad. First playoff game and everything like that. And then I do trust in Julius Randle today, though. Embiid is the priority. But if you can find enough cheaper players that you like, I don't worry about Randle in this setting. I think we know the Hawks. They're not the Wizards, but they are the second weakest team on the board, in my opinion, when it comes to, defense pace of play and things like that. So I think Randall's a solid play. You know, Mitchell Robinson's questionable. If he misses again, I don't think Noel's the worst punt play on there. We'll go that far. I don't think he's the worst punt play on the board. All right, last game, Memphis against Utah. I don't think I'll be getting to anybody on Memphis. Jonas is priced up. Kyle Anderson is priced up. I think if I did play anybody, it would be Jaren Jackson Jr. I'm assuming he had foul trouble last game. I don't remember. I didn't watch the first half, but he did not play big minutes. He would be the easiest Memphis Grizzly to get to, in my opinion. Outside of that, I don't know, maybe Grayson Allen. Great overtime to him the other day. I could get Grayson Allen, especially knowing the position he's eligible at. And then from Utah, they are getting Mitchell back today. Clarkson and a bunch of those guys are priced up. For me, it'd be Mike Conley. I think Mike Conley is a shortlisted player. The biggest hesitation right here is he hasn't played good NBA minutes in a while. But the last 2 games they played were against bad teams after he'd been out for a couple of weeks. I don't think you're going to watch his minutes be really monitored that closely. So Mike Conley is a guy who would be on my short list of players today. He's very cheap. He's the guy you just definitely trust in the playoffs. We saw him play well repeatedly down the stretch last year. I remember having him in a bunch of DFS rosters come postseason. So I do think Mike Conley is a guy that will be very likely to make some of my lineups. So that's about it for today, guys. I wanted to keep it tight, keep it short. I had a busy day yesterday, so I did not get enough sleep, and I wanted to, just keep this one tight for you and also allow me to talk just a little bit less. But this is who we're aiming for. It's a short player pool list today, which is kind of nice. Like Conley, Rose, Green, Embiid, maybe Jay Crowder. As of about 2.5 hours before lock, kind of looking at this for the core. And, can you get to a LeBron James? You can. I mean, if you really like LeBron, he can fit in there. Otherwise, I think I'd play Julius Randle over LeBron James today, but Tobias Harris works there as well, and then kind of filling around that. That's how I got it. Oh, also, as far as Westbrook goes, I'm not even considering him at that price. You guys know I'm a huge Russell Westbrook fan. They're going to make his life hard today. I'm sure his DFS score will still be one of the better ones on the board, but at that price, give me Julius Randle and Joel Embiid instead. All right, guys, good luck today.